Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Board Games Unlocked, and I am continuing my Final Girl Series 3 series. This time we are doing the Falconwood Files, I believe is what it's called, which is representative of Stranger Things. So here we have Slayer in Falconwood, and let's go ahead and learn some lore first. I think that will be a pretty solid place to start. Right here. Okay. Falconwood Files. Classified. Select passages from Dr. Matthew Ross's personal journal from the Falconwood Lab. July 15th, 1979. We had a huge breakthrough today. Henry and I were able to open a small rift in space, a wormhole that appears to connect to another dimension. The exotic matter is now able to keep it stable enough for a few minutes. Some thin, plant-like tendrils came through, and they seemed to have purpose in their movement. I was shocked to see Henry touch them, lick them, caress them. They gently wrapped around his finger. He said he could feel thoughts and emotions, but couldn't really make them out. It appears to be sentient. July 20th, 1979. Still working on the changes to open and sustain a larger portal for longer. We're making progress, but it's going to take time. Washington is clearly excited about what Henry and I discovered. They've sent Dr. Owen Martin to be the new director of operations. He doesn't talk much, and I don't trust him yet, but he knows his shit. For some reason, he's incredibly interested in the dreams or visions that Henry has been having since he touched those tendrils. Henry's been asking to write them down in a journal, though. He mentioned to me that they're mostly the same. He sees Falconwood, but it's not Falconwood. The buildings are the same, but there's no one there, and that it somehow feels different. I'm not sure why this is so interesting, but whatever. I just need Henry to focus on his work. Henry, you're losing focus. You're starting to sound like a total insane person. August 8th, 1979. We were able to open a larger rift today. The tendrils came through again, many more than before. They moved immediately towards Henry and wrapped themselves around his arms, legs, head. Owen motioned to me to stand back as he observed what was happening. Henry just sat there and Henry just lay there like a slug. And seemed content as the tendrils surrounded him. They eventually withdrew, and Henry seemed different afterwards. More energetic, stronger, handsomer. Truth be told, it's got me worried about him. August 27th, 1979. Henry claims he can sense people's emotions and intentions. He was also able to move my coffee mug telekinetically. I'm not sure what to think. Henry's been changing. He has been trying to hide it from Owen, but I think he's aware. Henry's convinced that the sleep labs Owen started a few weeks ago are all a front to expose those young kids to the same tendrils Henry got exposed to. I also find it strange that the sleep labs are in a restricted area that most of us don't have access to. That seems very strange to me. Okay, not sure who I can even report that to, but it doesn't feel right. I don't know if there was ever actually some proofreading involved, but it's like, I also find it strange that the sleep labs are in a restricted area. That seems very strange to me. It's strange that the thing that is strange. September 6th, 1979. Henry managed to break into the sleep labs and saw some extract from the tendrils. He's convinced they are somehow administering this to the kids. I hope he's wrong. He also told me that he senses evil intentions coming Owen. I definitely have my suspicions that there's something he's not telling us, but I think it's premature to say it's evil. September 8th, 1979. All hell broke loose today. Henry destroyed the sleep labs area, burning most of it down. Most of the kids had already been sent home, but a few were still around for some reason. Whatever. They all perished except for one. She had been somewhere else at the time. And no need to describe where she had been, just she was over there. Henry also destroyed all our research and findings. There's nothing left. Almost a decade of work completely lost. He also destroyed all the equipment that took years to build. He overloaded it, causing it to be sucked into the wormhole it created. Henry was sucked in with it. He sacrificed himself to protect those tendrils from that other dimension. Rest in peace, Henry. I'll miss the man I once knew, but not the psychopath he became at the end. That whole paragraph is just nonsense of just nothing. It's like, he just burned some papers and kind of destroyed some equipment. What a psychopath. That guy is too far gone. Not the guy that was experimenting on the kids, the dude that destroyed some equipment. March 29th, 1986. There have been strange reports around town of people disappearing. Some are also reporting seeing some humanoid figure suddenly appearing to abduct people. I first dismissed this as just some overactive imagination and more UFO abduction bullshit, but our equipment started detecting the same type of energy we observed when we first opened the rift all those years ago. I'm not sure how it's possible, but I'm starting to suspect that the humanoid they're seeing might in fact be Dr. Henry Slayer, who we had presumed to be dead years ago. I mean, that's a pretty large leap to assume that that's Henry, but sure. And also, what equipment? Like, there's nothing that explains that, you restarted the research, but whatever. Anyway, I have chosen to play as Octavia, just because, why not? Raised by a single mom who worked hard to make ends meet, Octavia was used to make do with little. When the government lab was setting up a sleep lab to study kids' sleeping patterns, her mom saw it as a free summer camp and sent Octavia to spend a month there. They weren't studying sleep patterns. That was bullshit! They were trying to stimulate untapped parts of the brain. There were several kids there, and some advanced quicker than others. Octavia struggled to make anything move with her mind and sucked at being able to read people's minds. One day, when she was describing a situation, people around her were able to see exactly what she was picturing in her mind. That's when she learned that she could plant images in people's mind. Mind, that's mind, struggling, moving mind, read people's minds, mind, images so real that people thought it was actually happening in front of them. No one else was able to do this, so that made Octavia unique. Just before her month there was going to end, her mother had a mysterious accident and died. The lab adopted her and she became their prisoner. Using her ability, she was able to break out a few years later. She was only 11. Oh, get it? Get it? 11? But she met a kind man who brought her in and kept her hidden. He died when she was in her early teens, and she's been on her own since. Just that, sometimes that happens. Sometimes you have kind of a shitty mom who sends you to a government experiment camp, and they try and give you magical powers, and you acquire some, and then your foster dad dies. Well, first your mom dies. She just dies. Anyway, there's that hand wave away of a backstory. But here is how this works. Out of the 3 that I've done at this point from Season 3, this is the most complicated one. But the great thing about Final Girl is that it's still not even that complicated. So we'll go over Falconwood, because it has the least amount of rules. Kind of, sort of. There are 2 types. There are things called bridges that will be referred to as bridges, and it's just these 2 that cross over the river. And there's also river crossings, which are these blue lines here that I can't move over unless something gives me the ability to do so. Speaking of bridges, my starting event is bridge repair, and the top bridge is out. And I got to choose, technically, and I chose the one that was not directly next to me. Then Falconwood has all these missions. I think there's 5 missions in the... Yes. And I chose to do the Survive the Hunt. Don't know why I'm showing you this. It's literally a piece of paper. But there is a Survive the Hunt terror card somewhere in the deck. It's somewhere in the top 7 cards. And when that shows up, I have to place these agent tokens. Agent tokens. I think it sounded like I said Asian. These agent tokens. And these represent government agents trying to come and kill me. They have 1 health. They move 2 and they attack for 2. So they're pretty quick. And at the end of a killer phase, they will target me, move, and attack. Each one of them will. But if I end up killing them, I have completed the mission, and you need to complete the mission to be able to kill Slayer. But if I do that, then I recover 3 health and lower horror, and get the Kind Scientist, which is a special character, and the Telekinesis card, or item. And there's something about gaining progress and losing progress, might pull up from the Terror. So, that's Falconwood. Then we have Slayer. So Slayer is all about dimensions. So there's our dimension, which is just where we're at right now, and then the mirror dimension, which I have an action card that I can purchase, open a rift that allows me to get to the mirror dimension. So both of the victims, the victims that are yellow are in our dimension, and victims in the mirror dimension are these gray. And they follow me just like they would depending on which dimension that I'm in. However, normal victims will not follow me into the mirror dimension. But the people in the mirror dimension will follow me out. And that's how they become normal. I'm pulling them out of the shitty, horrible Falconwood dimension. The way that Slayer works is he targets mainly victims that are in the mirror dimension, but he will also target me. He can attack me in either dimension, but I can only attack him if I'm in the same. And that's pretty much that. The escape locations, so down here and up there, and down here, are in our dimension, so I would have to get them out while in that. And there is a new icon that is basically the very first thing that he will do, and he will pull someone into the mirror dimension, which when that happens, they panic, and they will potentially move. And that's pretty much it. Targeting is done. If he targets both, like he would, like he'll pull someone into the dimension, target someone who's close, he can always go after me if he can, but it's the same thing for normal rules. Also, Falconwood has this D20, which at first I was like, why is this in here? But then I remembered Stranger Things has the whole thing about D&D, so we'll see if I will ever have to roll that. But other than that, let's go ahead and get started. Let's see. Also, it is Halloween night. That is our setup, so that's why everyone is paired up. Got some kids with their parents going trick-or-treating. How very nice. At the government lab, there are some waffles that will allow me to heal. Then the police station, whenever you damage an enemy, you may move them to an adjacent space. And then first aid, whenever I do a heal action, I get to heal an additional health. So that is not awful. But the question is, which way do I go? I almost want to actually, if I'm going to be hunted by secret agent man, I kind of want some healing, some consistent healing. But what sucks, funny enough, is the bridge being out does kind of isolate these guys from these guys. So it's like, do I want the government? I kind of want the government lab, so I kind of want to move down here and start and get these guys out of Fangorn Forest, which is amazing that that's what they called it. So we're going to go ahead and start getting away from him, because if he's going to target me, like, he's able to get to me right now whenever he moves. So I'm just going to move away. Okay, so one success. Let's just go across the bridge, lose some time, and maybe I will... Hey, there we go. 2 6s. So let's go 1 2. This forest is old. Very old. And that's pretty much all I'm doing because I can't get them out. So, I think what I'm going to do... The rift isn't going to do me much good right now. I almost want... Oh, God, I'm never going to be able to get there. I have 4. Do I just spend it on... Huh. And also... Okay, here's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to spend 2. I'm going to get a guard just in case I am ambushed by anyone, just because I know where... Well, I can see where they're popping. They'll pop at the town fair, which is right here, government lab, best friend's house, and the shopping mall, which is up here. Oh, they're on a little date. So I'm actually smack dab in the middle if they do end up popping up, which is not great. Although surviving the hunt is done. Nope, they draw the tarot card and then. Yeah, 8 for each agent, perform the following action, end of each killer phase, yeah. So I still have my weak attack. They only have 1 health. So that's 2 for the guard. And oh, well. Yeah, so let's go ahead and spend 2 and get a sprint. Just to run away from them. And that's it. That's all I did for my first turn was walk. Alright, so now that was the planning phase. Killer phase. So now, closest victim that's in our dimension. So that would be either 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2. So it's gonna be one of these guys. They get pulled into the dimension. Where am I? And they're gonna panic, which is gonna be a 4. Hey, they panicked down there. What a good spot to go rescue them. I have to open up the rift first. Okay, so now they're gonna move to the closest person, either between me and that one, and he's gonna 1, 2, and just immediately kill this guy, which is a shame. That raises bloodlust, and I have the gruesome deaths right here. And they do have general deaths for the mirror dimension, which is a 2. Jackie awoke on the cold, hard floor of her pool. She shivered as she cautiously examined her surroundings. Her head swam, blood pouring from the back of her skull. Just a moment ago she was swimming, yet now she found herself in this sick, unearthly world. Her muscles tensed as fear gripped her cold body. Stars circled her vision, her blood forming a thick puddle that turned the bottom of a pool a deep crimson red. Every nerve in her body stiffened as warmth escaped her, leaving a husk of a woman stretched across the stone slabs. With one last gasp, she slumped to the floor. No, not Jackie! Not Jackie who had her pool on the street. Actually, I don't know. Whenever you went into the dimension, were you pulled exactly where you were? Like if I was in here and I get pulled into the other dimension, is it just a random area in the dimension, or was it like, hey, I'm in my house, but it's the mirror dimension? I don't remember. So maybe she was at the pool, at her own pool, and then she just fell and landed and cracked her head open on the pavement here. Either way, that's not amazing. So let's see what the terror is. Ugh. What is this place? If there are victims in our dimension, then resolve a... whatever that icon is actually... what do they even call it? Do they even call it something? Just a dimension pool is what I'm going to call it. Resolve a dimension pool on the furthest victim instead of the closest. Furthest victim, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Yep, so it's going to be this person at the shopping mall. No! Whoop. Which then they panic because they're a 2. They actually stay there. They're just freaking out in the shopping mall. Oh no! Hollister's back open. This place sucks! And then they're going to target the closest mirror dimension. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's actually going to be here, but they're just going to move. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, that's actually 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So that's that. All right, not bad. Not bad at all. So that gives me some. That allows me to buy some time. I didn't get the search though that I wanted. I'm also not gonna be able to even get to that area. So let's go ahead and sprint and just see what I get. I should have. It's only 2 anyway. But come on, let's get out of the forest. This place sucks. I'll protect you people, if my name isn't Octavia. Let's focus as well. Ooh, I like that. I love me some focus. Lower some horror, gain some time, which I actually lost time from the old sprint. Yeah, let's focus again, just because why not? Alright, 1 success. I'm going to hold on to the rest of my cards, so I'll lose the time, but I do lower horror still. I was hoping for that extra time. So let's end there. And going to grab my 2 walks. These can, well, not yet. I'm going to pay 2 for a search, 2 for a sprint, and then 2 for an open a rift. And that will be that. That should be helpful. I have enough walks. I have no damage, but that's it. So now, closest person is going to be this guy. Who? Gotta start saving some people, or letting them die. Because there is something that happens if there's no one to pull. What was it? Yeah. For a normal victim, replace the yellow meeple with a gray meeple. If all gray meeples are already on the board, then the mirror dimension victim furthest from the slayer is immediately killed. That gray meeple is then used for the new victim. Yeah. That's what I thought. And then if eventually there's no victims to even pull, then bloodlust just goes up. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh yeah, and that person panics, and he is going to... Oh cool, he's going to run to the community pool. He's just like freaking out, just, and then falls in. It's a pool of blood. It's the pool of that lady's blood. Although she died right there. And then he's going to move. Unfortunately, he's going to run, hear the splashing of the community pool, and kill that dude, which raises horror. Yeah, general deaths, mirror dimension. Yeah, nothing here. There's no... So far, there's no terror that has killed people. For some reason, they only wrote like 3 mirror dimension deaths, which is a shame. There are just general deaths, but I guess based off mirror dimension, I don't know. Since there's only 3, I'm not going to read one for every single person. And then we got our terror card. Ugh. I feel something evil in this place. If there are no victims on the board, discard and draw the next terror card. Otherwise, if there are more victims in our dimension than in the mirror dimension, okay, that's gross. He's going to do a pull. So the 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So we'll just say it's these 2. But actually, it can't because all those victims are dead. So only 1 is getting pulled, and then the mirror dimension that is, yeah, what was it again? Yeah, furthest from the Slayer is killed, which is this one, which pulls that up. And that's that. So then they're going to panic, both of them will. So one of them is going to move to 6, so it's going to move to the police station, hoping that maybe they have some answers. And then a 1, and he's just going to stay there. Oh, and then Bloodlust goes up twice, so he heals, and then he does his dark power. It's in my head, in your head, in your head. At the start of each action phase, discard 1 random action card from your hand or lose a health to choose which action card to discard. Oh, so I'm just losing 1 regardless. Nice. Nice. I also just realized that the card I even am looking for, I never put into the deck. We'll just say it goes on top. There we go. I feel like I suffered enough. Well, that kind of sucks. Take a damage to choose. Alright, I will take the damage and I will choose. And we will choose... think we will actually choose Open a Rift. Just because I need to be able to start getting some stuff. So, gonna search at the government lab. Hey, I'll take 2 successes. Oops. Oopsie. Even though I'm probably gonna take the waffles, but maybe there's something else that might be beneficial. Yeah. Waffles and a shotgun. You know. I think I'll take the shotgun. 2-handed, 2 uses out of it. That's not horrible. And then I can place the other on top face up. Yeah, so just in case I want them waffles, I'm going to keep those on top to heal. So the shotgun cannot modify an action card and must be used without one. Spend a time to make a horror roll. 1 success, deal 3 damage to 1 enemy within range. That's not nothing. That is not nothing at all. So now, that cost, yes, that did cost a time. So let's go ahead and now get these guys out of here. 1 success on that sprint. That's okay. Gonna lose some time. But come on! There's the exit. Get the fuck out of here. So now, I think horror's fine. So I am going to move 1 space and move 1 space. So they're out, and let's go this way. Unfortunately, they're probably gonna die before I can pull them out. I can pull them out at the same time. If, like, these guys are probably dying. Well, one of them definitely is. But I think I also just still need to... Yeah, let's start moving. 1 success. I'm not going to discard any cards, so let's move 1. Because I'm probably... Oh, shit. Okay, I think I'm going to hold on to my walk. Yeah. I'm going to hold on to the cards I got. So I have 3 time. I'm going to grab my 2 focus. And we're going to spend 2 to open a rift. And 1 to grab a close call. So this isn't amazing right now. It's not going well. We also have the killer phase, who is going to 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the closest person, which unfortunately kills this guy, putting him at the shopping mall, which will raise bloodlust, which raises terror. And he panics on a 5, so he runs there. Ooh. Nope. I think that's still far enough away. And he's going to target... Ooh. 1, 2, 3. Nope. Still these guys. Going to go in and kill... Ugh. That is brutal. Brutal! I should have started saving some people. I should have started saving some people, but that's okay. I have a shotgun. And damn, that means I'm only going to be able to get 1 person out because I have no way to... Well, as far as I'm aware, they can't heal over their health, so it's basically a done deal. Luckily, you don't lose when bloodlust goes up. Now we have a terror card, which we know what it is because I am technically cheating, but it is Survive the Hunt, which now puts out these agent tokens at the government lab, at the town fair, because there's a town fair going on, they gotta infiltrate, best friend's house, and the shopping mall. Yeah, so that could have, I mean, how many did we go through? 3? Yeah, say that's, I mean, a little bit under half, but that's okay. At the end of the killer phase, they are going to move twice towards me, targeting me. 1, 2, then 1, 2. How perfect. Then 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. Not horrible, but not great. There is a panic phase. That one. Come to me. 2. 2, 2, 2. Nope. Panic's right there. All right, let's see. So at the start of my turn, at the start of the action phase, I either discard a random action card or take a damage to choose. I will take a damage. I will choose to lose a focus because I can potentially heal with a short rest. And I think that's what I'm gonna do first. Take a breather. I know these guys are after me. So, yeah, baby. 2 5s. Heal right back up. Bitch, I have dealt with worse than some headache. Alright, so now we're gonna walk. Ooh. Or, yeah, actually, I'm going to open a rift first. Okay, so 1 success, which is going to lose me 1 time. Yeah, which is going to lose me 1 time, but I am now in the mirror dimension, and if I ever stay in here during upkeep, I lose. So now I'm in the mirror dimension. Oh man, do I? He's not close enough. Do I stay here? Because I don't think the agents can attack me. As far as I'm aware, it doesn't technically say. But I can kind of mitigate some stuff. So then I'm going to walk. Shit. 2 successes again. That might not be the worst either. Yeah, actually, so we're going to go in here and take this one with us. Because we're so close. We are so close. Come on, this is the way out. Trust me. I do lose a time for that. And then you can always come out of the mirror dimension for free. So, whoomp, we're back. Ha-ha! So I'm assuming that goes back in the victim pool. There we go. Yay! Although that is the closest one, actually. So that person would just get sucked right back in. Which is a shame. So actually... Do I stay and just suffer the damage? I think, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Shit. I don't know. Okay. Might have to walk this back just because if that's what I'm remembering. Replace if all gray meeples are already on the board, then the mirror dimension victim furthest from Slayer is immediately killed. Which would have been the one that I have. Because this one, well actually, this one would just go right back in. And then he would kill this one. And I actually don't know, like it doesn't say if these guys, if the ones that die, if those actually are removed, or if they just go right back to the pool and it's... I assume that they're removed. I might be making this way harder on myself, but... Because there's no necessarily victim limit based off like all the yellow ones you can have, except the ones that are coming on the board. But the question is, okay, if not, then I've ramped Bloodlust way too quickly. I'm just going to keep going at the pace that I am, so then the question becomes, do I leave it there, because then that one will just go back, to being in the dimension. Then he'll target this one and kill it, which will raise bloodlust. Then I buy an open rift, do it again. Yeah, I think I'm gonna live with that. So first I'm now gonna weak attack. And I just need 2 successes. There we go. Thank you, playing that, because it wasn't gonna be 2 successes. It flipped from a 2 to a 6. So that's 2 damage, which means I kill this guy. Come out of the rift and just hit him over the head with the butt of the shotgun. Cracks his skull open. Yeah, metal. And I think I'm gonna leave it at that. So I'm out of the dimension. And I'm far enough away from this one's gonna come in and get me, but these 2 will not, so I'd be able to get something. I'm saving the shotgun for him. So that's that. Planning phase. Let's get this 1 walk back. I have 4. And I think I spend 2 on a sprint and 2 on an open rift. Yes. Yeah, I think that will work out pretty well. And these are all my zeros. Okay, and now resolve killer action. So this one gets sucked back in. Damn it, we're so close. And then he's unfortunately going to kill that person, raising bloodlust. Terror card. I saw them leaving the makeout closet. Oh hey, place 2 new victims at the school. Which is... oh, right here. Oh, damn it. That stupid bridge! And I have an event. Whoop. Pizza delivery. Try our Mary Jane pizza with a special blend of herbs. Get it? Yeah. Place the van token in your space. The token may move with you except over river crossings. As long as the van remains with you for the entire movement, 1 additional victim may follow you, and you get +2 movement when resolving actions that provide movement. However, your first move must be panicked. Okay. Oh, man. So, pizza delivery right here. Right there? Oh, man. Can it follow me into the... as long as the van remains with you for the entire movement, I can hold 1 additional victim and get +2 movement. Now, does it say... like the mirror dimension, for simplicity, tokens on spaces and locations apply to both dimensions. So I think I can use the pizza truck while in the other dimension. That's pretty hot. That's pretty hot. Okay, so then this agent is like, hey, she's trying to get some pizza. So 1, 2. And then he's going to attack, which I will guard. Which doesn't, oh, well, doesn't really matter. 1 success. I block 2. He only does 2, so no damage from that agent. Just hiding behind the pizza truck. Hey! Why don't you calm down, man? Eat some pizza. It has extra herbs. No panic phase. Upkeep. Okay, so action. Let's go ahead and take a damage to choose. Because I'm probably going to be doing all of this. Oh, yeah, this could be cool. So I'm going to get rid of Close Call. Because I kind of like everything here. So, going to do Open a Rift. Yeah, this could be kind of neat, I think. Hell yeah. It is basically, where was it? Oh, I just lose the time. But I do still go to the mirror dimension. Whoop. And as far as I'm aware, the van I can still use. I have no way to actually kill this agent right now, but now I get +2 movement. So we're gonna now walk, and really hope that's a good roll. It is a good roll. So that's 2, so I get 4 movement. So we're gonna, oh yeah, like I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna pull my character off and I'm in the van. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, beep, beep, let's go, 4. Ooh. This might be stupid, but it could be neat. Actually, it was 1, 2. Where was I here? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then, might be a waste of potential movement. So, because I'm moving 4 spaces again, but I'm really just going to go 1, 2. Skirt that right there. Hop out. Still in the mirror dimension. Hey, what's up, Slayer? You want some za? And I'm going to use the shotgun. Oh. It is specifically range 1. Damn it. Yeah, because it doesn't say 0 to 1. Okay. 1, 2. If I went back, 1, 2, 3, 4, that would be stupid. Is this better? Because he will target me. But, alright, I am going to go there. I am going to have to end my turn there. But I'm going to hop out. So, I'm going to pull these 2 people. They immediately become regulars who run away while I face off, or did face off, against the Slayer. So, that is going to lower terror and allow me to take an action card that costs 2. And I think it's going to be an Open a Rift. And that fulfills my ability, which is place a tracking marker on the 0 value. After resolving a fail result on a horror check or saving a victim, I move the marker 1 space to the right. When I'm about to receive damage, I may reduce it by the number on the space with the marker and then return the marker to a 0 space. And that is it. So I'm back in our dimension, which means he's still going to target me, but I can actually do some neat shit. I mean, it's not super neat, but it's not... I can at least weaken him till we get to the finale, because I also need to kill those guys. Alright. Purchasing. Grab my zeros. And then I'm actually going to spend all 4 to get a retaliate. Because I can damage him if I retaliate. That's the only way you can do it if you're not in the same dimension. And then... that's it. The sprint goes there. Walk, close call, and guard. Because luckily I am far enough away from all of them. But I might end up just using my shotgun to straight up just blast these agents because I need to be able to complete it. And it'll heal me. And lower horror. And give me a friend. And give me telekinesis. So I'll get a lot of stuff. But first things first, closest person, which is this person, gets sucked into a rift. Because they were just at the makeout closet. And now one of them's not getting any good kissy. and they run. They're like, oh god, I've awakened something. This place sucks. So then they're going to attack me. I'm going to retaliate. They're attacking me for 4. Oh, thank God. Okay, so that is going to be no damage, and I deal 2 damage back. Whoop. And then somehow I retaliate. It like blips into existence, and I'm just like, oh God! And it blips away. It's like, ow, my nose! Even though it looks like a skeleton. So we'll leave that there, and then terror. Whoop. Oh! Well, I think I'm dead. Yep. Yep, that's the shame. I am very much dead. It came through the wall. It targets me, and it's gonna move. It doesn't need to, and attacks twice. So that's unlucky. Pizza delivery guy. Yeah, because I have no way to defend myself. So that is that. Unless, nope, I'm dead. Oh man. Damn, that was brutal. But that was Slayer at Falconwood, the Falconwood Files, I think is what they're called. And I think this one's pretty fascinating with the way that it works. My only issue is it seems to have a lot more ambiguity than some of the other ones. Like, I mean, just in this playthrough alone with the car, it's like, can the car be used in both dimensions? Like, I would assume so. And do the agents, like with this particular hunt, do the agents still move, and do they come after me if I'm in the mirror dimension? Is it as if everyone's there? But that can't be true because the victims aren't the same way. The victims are specifically tied to getting replaced by mirror dimension victims, or not that they're mirror dimension victims, but they're represented to be in the mirror dimension, so you have to go out and get them. So it is kind of like the initial issue with this game, even though the rules aren't complicated to understand, is that if you try to make them more and more complicated, you run into a lot of weird cases that are not going to be explained because the rules are trying to be small and compact and fit on like a small pamphlet of rules. I think generally it's going to work. And I mean, I get it. You can't answer every single situation because of the sheer nature of how Final Girl works, because the Slayer abilities of pulling people might work out extremely well on other locations, but might be even more difficult or more weird on others. So you just kind of have to keep it vague, and try and do it thematic. I mean, in the rules it does say if you have a question on how things work, either do it where it's worse for you, do it where it's more thematic, or do it where it's more funny. And I'm fine with all three of those. In this case, I did it where it was harder for me, which I would almost never do because you're literally relying on everything you're able to do based off these dice. And if you're already making the game harder and the dice aren't going your way, then it's going to be even worse. In terms of Falconwood, I think having the 5 different missions is very unique. I think it's really cool. And the placement of these locations, having the bridges that can go out or the river that you need specific ways to cross, really sections off the town and isolates it with like what's over here versus what's over there. And you find that, like, I was not able to touch those. With this combination, my one kind of major issue, again, and the rules don't explain it, are we limited to these 6 meeples? Because, so if they die, do those do those gray meeples get put in the dead pool, the dead area, or did they go back to the victim pool and you just, put a regular victim and raise bloodlust? Because there's no way you're going to be able to go save everyone. I know you're not meant to be able to save everyone, but on the fact of being able to get the Open a Rift card and then have to get to them, succeed at getting into the mirror dimension, and then pull them back out, and also get them to a safe location, all in that time where, they're still the closest one, so now they're right back in it. And this is kind of this rinse and repeat of them constantly being cycled through that they end up killing themselves because they're like, this is a horrible dimension vortex I don't want to be in. So I'm not sure. I think the ramping of them dying, because that's who he'll target, people in his dimension, it's thematic, but I would almost say, because the thing is if you don't have gray victims, it basically becomes, the furthest mirror dimension victim is just outright killed, and then the one that the our dimension victim then gets replaced with the mirror dimension victim. So because the furthest mirror dimension victim away was killed, that should increase bloodlust. And the only time bloodlust naturally increases is if there are no victims to even swap. Then bloodlust naturally increases. So I'm not entirely sure. I really like the theming and I like how both of them work, but both of them together feels a little bit too much. It's too ambitious. I think it captures Stranger Things pretty well, but maybe this one needs a little more tightening or more kind of FAQ answered, or just do it yourself. Like I don't know how it would work with if you left the victim pool untouched. Because unless I'm completely missing something from the victim pool, you're not limited to your victims. That's why things can just add more victims onto the board. So, because normally things aren't messing with them. They're either just dying and then that's all that's left. There's never a separate victim pool of victims that you have to manage. So it is just kind of, this one out of a lot of them is a lot of, am I playing this right or am I completely missing something? Because, yeah. And I mean, I completely risked it on just standing there because for some reason, I just did not think he was going to attack twice, which is just insane. Now, my only chance of surviving that was if I was getting health back, because then that ends the phase right there. So yeah, I think it's good. I think there needs to be more clarification, mainly with Slayer. The Falconwood stuff makes the most sense. I mean, you have a mission you have to complete before you can even kill the final boss. That makes most sense, and you're rewarded for completing it, which I enjoy. But the Slayer dimension stuff kind of, it leaves a lot of things open. Not that it's bad, it just needs clarification. So on a scale of 1 to 10, between these two, I think I'm leaning at a 6 for this box set. I think if you're a huge fan of Stranger Things, then it might do a little bit more for you, but if you still need it to be mechanically sound, you might run into some issues like I have been. But either you can just make them up yourself, or maybe they'll answer some questions on Board Game Geek forums. But I think this could go up. Out of all the ones I've played so far, this is the one that has potential to go up if it's more clear. But I'm more hesitant to put Slayer at other locations just because of the way its rules kind of interact with everything. But yeah, that's it. That is my thoughts on the Falconwood Files. I hope you enjoyed. Stick around for the rest of the series. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.